In this tutorial, I'm going to show you how to elicit values. So what are values? A value is a concept, a thought, a belief that we hold in mind that has meaning for us or not. Values are what you move towards and away from. Tony Robbins says they're like a compass that directs your life. Values motivate and demotivate, and they justify behaviour. For example, someone might say, I did it because I needed the money, or I did it because I was in love, or I wanted to make a difference in the world. Values are organised in hierarchies, with the most abstract ones having the greatest influence. For example, spirituality is more abstract than family, which in turn is more abstract than money. Values are usually expressed as a normalisation. For example, words like power, money, prestige, education, family, health. A difference in values has been and is and probably always will be a major cause of conflict in the world. And even when we may agree on a value, there will nearly always be some disagreement on the conditions that need to be met to fulfill the value. However, by learning how to elicit and work with values, we can begin to understand what is important to others and why they do what they do. In doing so, we can begin a process of mapping out the structure of peace and reconciliation throughout the world. So now we're going to be eliciting Phil's life values. So we take a piece of paper and up the top you write life values. Then over here we write away from, and over here we write towards. So these are the away from values and these are the towards values. So maybe we just put a line across the paper, draw a line down the centre. So Phil, what's important to you in life?
A sense of fulfillment.
So write down the exact words that Phil gives me. Sense of fulfillment. And what else is important to you in life?
Happiness.
Happiness.
Definitely be one.
And what else is important to you in life?
Meaningful relationships.
Meaningful relationships.
Money.
Money. Yep.
A sense of security. I suppose underlying money, but yeah.
Security.
Health and well-being.
Health and well-being.
Success in my career.
Success in career.
I'd have to say surfing.
Have to say surfing. Surfing.
Peace.
Peace.
Yeah. Like a sense of bettering myself or motivating myself. I suppose bettering myself continuously.
Right. Bettering self continuously.
Mm-hmm. And probably staying in touch with family. Or family. Yeah, family. Yeah.
Family.
Gets hard to think when you get to it.
What are the emotional states that are important for your experience on a consistent basis?
Excitement.
Excitement. Yeah.
Being content.
Content.
I'd say that'd be it.
That'd be it. Okay, so there's a couple of ways to elicit away from values. One is to ask, well, why is that important to you? And then to listen for a negative, or else we can just do a real simple procedure and we just say, well, what's important for you to avoid in life?
Okay. So what's important to avoid in my life would be bad relationships.
Bad relationships.
Bad habits.
Bad habits.
Procrastination.
Procrastination.
If I could just jump back to the towards, I'd put discipline in there as a
toward.
Yeah.
Yep.
Away from bad food.
Bad food.
Mm-hmm. Negativity.
Negativity.
And how would I say, not useful thoughts, so unuseful thoughts, or
unuseful thoughts. Yep.
yeah,
That's about it.
probably be the main ones.
Okay, so what we've just done, we've actually just elicited a series of towards values in the context of life and a series of away from values in the context of life. So the next step is to actually rank these values in order of importance. Welcome back. So the next step is to rank the values in order of importance. So we take a piece of paper there, get a new piece of paper, just get it lined up. And we're just going to rank the towards values. So we have life, values, towards. Put a line underneath it there. So looking at your list there of values, we have sense of fulfillment, happiness, meaningful relationships, money, security, health and well-being, success in career, surfing peace, bettering life continuously, family, excitement, contentment and discipline. If any one day you could only experience one of those, which would it be?
Happiness.
Happiness. So what we do is we cross it off and we write it over there. So if you could experience happiness in one more, which would it be?
Peace.
Peace. And if you could experience happiness, peace, and one more?
I would have meaningful relationships.
So we have meaningful relationships.
Followed by a sense of fulfillment.
Followed by a sense of fulfillment.
Excitement.
Excitement.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Health and well-being.
Health and well-being.
Security.
Security.
Family.
Family.
Discipline.
Discipline.
Tough one. Surfing or money? I'm gonna go surfing.
Surfing.
Success and career.
Success in career.
Bettering myself continuously.
Bettering self continuously.
Money and then contentment.
Money. Contentment. That takes our list, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
So then we can get this out of the way. So once we've actually elicited the values and we've actually got the ranking for them, then we can actually we can utilize values. We can test. You know, you get politicians will give us like 3 values in their election campaign, and they will say, vote for us because, you know, we're about health, education and security. And then the other political group will say, you know, vote for us because we're for, you know, jobs or, you know, bringing down the deficit or something like this. And they're actually just appealing to values for a target group.
Right.
So what I'm going to do is take these values and just feed them back to Phil. I don't know what these values mean to him, but I'm just going to feed them back just as the words that he uses. So Phil, if there was an opportunity for you to actually to experience a deep sense of happiness and peace, where you could actually also have meaningful relationships, which would bring you a sense of fulfillment, you know, and you'd have that excitement that you really, really enjoy, which would give you the health and well-being, plus security, that sense of the connection to the family, plus the discipline and the opportunity to go surfing, which would maybe also give you the success in career that you're looking for, so you can better yourself continuously, make money and get that deep feeling of contentment. Would you be interested?
Yeah, absolutely.
Absolutely. So that's the end of this section. The next section will actually start to map out the meaning of these values. So welcome back. So now we actually have a list of values, but we've got to find out what the person actually, what these values actually mean to the person, because no 2 people actually have the same meaning on a value. For example, on the value of peace, I think most people in the world would actually agree that peace is really important, and yet what we actually are seeing is a lot of conflict. So by mapping out values, we can actually find a way to map out peace. So let's just take a few of these values here and just begin to explore them. So, okay, let's take peace. So I'm going to ask the question, so what does peace mean to you?
Peace means to me living in line with my values to an extent, yeah.
So peace means living in alignment with your values?
Yeah.
Could you tell us more about that?
So I suppose when I find myself living in a way that's not congruent with my values, how I see them, it gives me an agitation because I know what I'm capable of and I know what I can achieve, but still I choose the path to not do that. So I feel that a sense of peace, if I'm living in alignment with my values, that would give me a sense of peace. Another way I would see peace would be simply something by going with my health and well-being. So by living a healthy lifestyle, I'm living a more peaceful lifestyle because I don't have the problems associated with heart failure or having to go to the doctor and things like that. So I've got a sense of peace in that way.
So I'm hearing that you have multiple ways to get to peace.
Yeah.
May I ask something like, could surfing bring peace?
Yeah, absolutely. And it does. Sometimes I'll be sitting out there in the waves and I'll just be at one with the ocean and with the Creator and have a sense of peace that way, knowing that it's just, myself and nature.
Could money bring peace?
Yeah. I don't see why not. I mean, people say money can't buy happiness, but never has anyone said that it can't buy peace. Yeah.
What I heard there, because we actually chose a value like health and well-being, and it was like with health and well-being, surfing, could bring peace. But as I dropped down to the bottom, because these values at the top, happiness, peace, etc., these are the most important to Phil. The top 7 are the most important to the person. But then we started going down to the bottom. So I just chose one like money because it's down towards the bottom. Mm-hmm. And you could tell in his response, your response, that it just wasn't such a meaningful value. It was like, all that money could bring peace, but it's not the one which is going to work for you, is it? Mm. It's like these ones, the higher values. Like if you had like a real meaningful relationship, could that bring peace?
Yeah.
Yeah, and you can hear it in your voice. So we asked the question, what does the value mean to you? So what does peace mean to you? And we got some interesting information. Then we could also ask, say, why is the value important to you? So, Phil, why is okay, we'll stay with peace. So why is peace important to you?
I believe that if I live with peace, then there's many benefits to it. Number one, it can extend my life by living with, for example, health and well-being, which essentially gives me a sense of peace. It allows me to live a healthier lifestyle, which can therefore extend my life expectancy, I guess. Same with, peace is a sense of who you are as well and how you live. So living in a peaceful way rather than in a life of chaos, I suppose would be the combat to that. And I would just prefer living in a cool, calm and collected lifestyle rather than a life of chaos, which seems to be kind of happening more and more in this world.
A cool, calm, collected lifestyle. So, what would a cool, collected, calm lifestyle look to you and sound like?
One without worry, one without the thought of what if. What if this happens and what if this happens? Just living each day to the fullest and living in the present, I suppose, rather than living with worry, which You know, if I look at the Buddhist monks and different kind of cultures where they aim for peace and enlightenment and fulfillment, they don't have the stress that's brought to them. You know, it's a much less stressful lifestyle.
So do you know how to go about living that way?
Somewhat. I don't let things worry me, because I know that whether bad, good, medium, I know regardless, whatever the problem is, it'll always work out. So I tend to detach myself from the situation, because whatever has happened has happened. So I suppose I just work towards a solution for it, to the challenge, and try and make that outcome to the best in my favour as possible.
So am I hearing you correctly, you actually start letting go of the past and you're actually just looking for a solution to...
Yeah. Rather than let the stresses of what's happened worry about me and build up on that, which in experience of others, you tend to worry and focus on the what ifs, which leads to more thoughts and worry of other what ifs, which 95% of them will never happen. It's just a strain on your brain of unnecessary stress.
And so how do you do it? What's your attitude?
I just think whatever will be, will be. I know that regardless, it's going to work out. Something's going to happen. You know, if you haven't died from that experience, then it can't really get any worse. And you just look towards different solutions and paths that can help combat the challenge.
I like that. So you're looking towards solutions of paths to help you to combat the challenge.
Yeah, for the future, instead of worrying about what could happen from this and what might have happened, it's happened.
So once you get to experience those solutions, then what do you get to have or to experience?
Well, with the amount of time freed up from the stress and thinking of it, you can put that time to much better use in any other aspect of your life, whether it's in relationships or your health and well-being, you know. Exercise, you can, rather than worry, you can go work out, or you can go surfing, or...
So what I'm hearing, it feeds back in. So rather than focusing on the negative, you focus on the positive, looking for solutions, which then gives you better time to use to fulfill your values over here.
Yeah.
Health and well-being, you know, go surfing, work out, take care of yourself.
Yeah.
That's cool. Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you very much. So in this tutorial, we elicited values, then we ranked the values in order of importance. There was a short section on utilization of values, and then we began to map out the meaning. So if you enjoyed this video and you want to learn more, then make sure you subscribe to my channel. Feel free to leave your comments in the comments box below. Maybe share the video with your friends on Facebook. That would be very much appreciated. And I thank you for watching, and I look forward to seeing you again.